like I saw this notification on my like I saw this video. I saw this YouTube video this morning. I woke up. I saw it on my like home screen, and my first reaction was like I was just I was completely fucking like in shock, bro. And I feel like this is a sentiment shared by basically anyone who saw the title and saw the thumbnail. Like this is some traumatizing stuff, man. We haven't had something like this since what? Since Crooks first choked sub 8 back in like years ago. And like I don't know, man. I think what's the worst part about this run is he killed the Ender Dragon. This is something that you never see in chokes like this. You see, for like if people choke with like a world record, maybe they like fail to zero, right? Maybe they don't have enough eyes in the portal room or something. You don't see someone kill the Ender Dragon and then still die. Like this is unbelievable stuff, man. And like I'm just gonna go through this run pretty quickly. This is basically like everything that you would like hope to ask for in a speed run. You get the looting 3 gold sword with the ruined portal. You go to the blacksmiths, you get a shit ton of obsidian, and you get all of the stuff you need, right? You enter the nether like insanely fast, 1 minute flat basically, and you get a bastion, right? And like I think you could have played this run like slightly differently by using your looting 3 sword to like maybe kill an enderman or something before going to the bastion, like, but that's that's not it's not guaranteed to save time. And like this is you get the you see the bastion and you see the fortress while you're going to the bastion, which means that like you know exactly where it is. This is just like looting 3 ruined portal instant completion into a fashion with everything that you would possibly need. This is literally like a ranked speed run, bro. I feel like this is the type of run that you would maybe get in ranked and it would be like an insta PB every single time. Like this is some traumatizing stuff right here, man. Like you speedrun the game for so long, you do nothing. A skycrab, when people thought of people like speedrunners who could maybe break the world record next, the answer, like the common answer is always skycrab because he grinds RSG so much he doesn't play ranked like most other speedrunners do, and like basically his only goal over the past like over a year now has been to just get the world record. And he's gotten so close on so many occasions. This time is like closer than ever before. And I feel like, after this run, it's really I'm doubting if like, this world record is ever gonna get beaten because most people nowadays they don't play RSG. And the one person who actually played a lot of RSG, he like I couldn't imagine how he's feeling right now after this happened. Like you really and it's so he says in the description that like you can't blame it on luck this time, but this is so like this is such an event with astronomically low chances of happening. Like he didn't do anything wrong in the end. He didn't what like just purposely look at an Enderman. It's so unlucky. Like it's such a it's a crazy event to happen on like something like this. I've never even seen someone like coke a run in this way. And to do this on world record pace is something else, man. Like I remember when Dugile, I think it was his 751. He uh he looked at an Enderman during his zero cycle, and like he could see it. He could see that he looked at an Enderman because he was doing a 1/8 so it was a little more obvious than just building up one on like one of the towers. And like this run is one of those scenarios where you're purling onto the tower, the dragon, like the sounds of the dragon perfectly like muffles out the sound that the Enderman would make when it's getting aggroed. And like you're just gonna see later in this run, right? He measures the portal, and right here he makes the probably like one of the couple mistakes of this run. by falling down. This could have been a sub 5 stronghold. Think about that, bro. Just think about that for a second. This could have been like a 456 stronghold, bro. And he loses what, 6 seconds by falling off? That's not even that much time. There's just zero mistakes in this run like that cost him major time. And he navs the stronghold really well, like considering there's a mine shaft going through it, and this is like there's a lot of pathways you can go, and he finds the portal room really fast, and he does everything that he needs to do. He hunger resets, right? Gets full health. Like you wouldn't imagine something to go wrong in the end fight, right? Even if you fail to zero, you could probably just bail out and you could still beat the game. And something like this, you, yeah, right here, right here, right here. You enter the end, right? You you realize like you he could have just built up with the soul sand, like to be honest, but in if you're on a run like this, it's better to push higher on your zero so the dragon like doesn't want to fly away as much. So it's better to have better blocks than soul sand. So he goes to craft the nether bricks, and this is where he looks at an enderman, right? If you slow down the video to quarter speed, look, he goes to craft the nether bricks, and like the second he finishes crafting the nether bricks, his cursor is looking straight at an enderman. Now, obviously, he doesn't know this because he immediately flicks his camera, and I feel like this is just such an unlucky thing to happen, right? Even if like you tried to do this, it's not easy to just be able to look at an Enderman from this far away. Even if you try to look at an Enderman on purpose from this distance, you would have trouble like actually making eye contact with it. So the fact that he was like able to accidentally do that while crafting his nether bricks, it's just insane. Like you had to have just the correct camera angle to be at eye level with the Enderman as well, and the end terrain has to generate in such a way so that this part right here is elevated compared to where you are right now, so you can even see the Enderman in the first place. And it's just and there. You see that? You see that? When he crafts this, when he's throwing this pearl, you can see this Enderman running towards him. Of course, he doesn't see that because he's trying to look at what this tower is supposed to be and how hard the zero is gonna be. But like you hear that right there? That's the Enderman sounds. Let me turn this up for a little bit. You hear that? You hear that? That's the sound of the Enderman aggroing. And you can see that in the subtitles as well. But of course, you're not going to look at any of this because you're trying to hit the fucking zero. You're trying to crank all the way to Y100 here in order to hit the zero. But like, you, that's, that's just unfortunate, man. Like, you can't really do anything to mitigate that. You never think about that in a real run. And he finishes the zero cycle. He's so happy because he just killed the fucking category, like as he thought, you know?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Like this is so sad, bro. Like you hear he's so happy about like fucking killing the category because no one is beating a 617. Like, I'm sorry. That's like one of the best times ever. Even if you're playing ranked, what like that I don't even know what the ranked world record is right now, but like this is this is something that you're never gonna see ever again. If this run finished, we very well might have like never seen another world record in this category ever again, bro. And I
God!
think what's really like
Oh
what's
my god!
also really like weird is like you throw this pearl, right? This soul sand perfectly blocks your line of vision because the Enderman is probably right below you at this point. So you can't see that the Enderman is actually aggroed at you.
I've been
And
through.
like here, you're going into the fountain, right? Something that speedrunners do, like I've seen people do this is they would use one of their blocks and like build up here against the pillar so that to like prevent the chances of an Enderman like looking at you, and like even if it does happen, you're still safe, right? I think Well, I think I could find an example of this actually. Yeah, yeah. So for example, look at this Loki run from his 626 Tempo Seed. He kills a dragon, he goes over here and he builds up to like prevent Enderman from reaching him. And he sees that he didn't look at an Enderman in the first place, so he was safe here. This is something that Skycrab could have did, but like something I've watched a lot of Skycrab speedruns. I've never seen him actually do that. And so if you never do that, then like and you never get punished for not doing it, obviously like it's something that like me personally, I've never choked a run like this. I've never like looked at an Enderman during my zero and didn't know about it and accidentally got killed by it in the end. And this is just like such a rare circumstance that you can't blame him for not doing anything to mitigate it, right? You first of all, you wouldn't be thinking of this. You would be thinking about how you just broke the
Oh
fucking
my
world record
god!
by 40 seconds. And and I think what's also confusing is there's no subtitles here. The Enderman didn't make a sound. He just straight up came in and killed him. Like this is this is
I
also
control it!
so unlucky, bro. Like if you aggro an Enderman, like sometimes, like from time to time, it would make noises because like it's mad at you, right? And it just didn't in this scenario. So like you couldn't have known, even if like you were down and like the Enderman was still mad at you, right? You couldn't have known this was gonna happen.
Nej! Nej! Han såg på en Enderman!
And this is literally like the worst way you could lose a world record, bro. Like I remember when Crooks got his like low 7 choke or whatnot, and he didn't kill the dragon. His end was basically impossible because he had 3 explosives. So like whatever he did, he couldn't have really like done anything. And in this run, like you beat the game. You like you literally killed the dragon. The last step, like you did every single input you had to do. You were like you didn't have to press a single more keybind in order to beat the game. And he just didn't do it. He couldn't do it. And I think that's just so sad, bro. Like, do you understand how how fast a 617 is? This would have beaten the world record by 43 seconds, right? The last time the world record was beaten by that much, like I genuinely don't remember. I think no one's ever beaten the world record by this much since Brent Hilda got sub 10. So that was 4 years ago. The record hasn't seen this level of improvement for 4 years. And now that the category is more optimized than ever before, to get a world record like this, the Minecraft would be dead. Like you wouldn't be able to find any more improvement if you really wanted to. This is the ranked leaderboard for Minecraft speedrunning, and you can see here there's only one run that's ever been completed in ranked mode that was faster than the run that Skycrab could have had. And if you look like if you just want to search for every single run that's ever been completed with the rank mod, there's actually like Silver has a 604 in a private room, but if you add that, it's only 2 times that you know we've ever completed a run that was faster than the 617. So to put it to put it simply, this run would have been insane, bro. It would have definitely killed the category. It would have killed the category so much like speedrunning might have died, bro. If you think of like the perfect speedrun, what would that look like, right? Of course, this overworld was literally perfect. Think of a perfect speedrun. You think of a ruined portal with looting 3. Like you think of an overworld like this. Now, obviously, it could have been slightly better if the ruined portal just had like a bunch of obsidian, it was completable, and you also like got an iron pickaxe from the ruined portal, so you didn't have to do all this like go through a village. But this is basically the best possible like overworld. You get an enter that's like basically 1 minute flat, and you have a looting three sword. This is like the best overworld you could possibly have gotten, right? So you enter the Nether. This Nether wasn't perfect by any means, but it was really good, right? If you think of the perfect Nether, you think of a run where you spawn on top of a bastion, right? And the bastion preferably being like a housing or triple chest stables. And he got the triple chest stables, except he just didn't spawn on top of it. He spawned a little ways away from it, and it took him like a minute to get to the bastion. But still, like it is a double triple stables, which is there's an argument for this being like the best bastion because you get more chests than you would during a housing, and it's also like still super duper fast. So here he basically got like the best possible luck, other than the proximity of the structures, and of course he saw the fortress like go into the bastion. In an ideal run, your fortress would be next to the bastion, and although his fortress wasn't like directly next to the bastion, it was still really close. It was like two pros away, and yeah, he was able to reach his fortress super fast. Like he throws a pro here. He doesn't land on the fortress, but that's not like an actual time loss. And like the fortress had the best possible luck as well. He comes over here, he sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strays, and you get enough rods every time, right? And well, he only had to kill three blazers to get every single rod that he needed. He didn't have to like take any extra distance. He didn't have to go to a spawner. His fortress split started and ended within 30 seconds. This is the best possible fortress you could have asked for. And he does his eye measurement. The eye doesn't break, but it goes into a tree. That's like slightly unfortunate, but it's just such a small time loss that it doesn't matter. And it's 1350 distance, which could be better, but with 20 obsidian, like distance doesn't matter as much as the nether travel there does. And the nether travel there was extremely open terrain. He was able to strategically pearl onto this fortress leg so he wouldn't have to land in the lava. And this island is just conveniently placed right here. And he's able to build his portal literally just like this is literally his course. And this location is just so convenient. Like he falls in, but it doesn't matter because the amount of time you would have to spend like what digging through a wall in order to get to the stronghold would be much greater than the time he spent here. So like it, it's not that this run was perfect, but this run was so close to perfect that no one would have been able to beat it. If this, I genuinely think like if this run would have been completed, every single person that is going for RSG world record right now would be like unbelievably discouraged because they're like, what the fuck? Well, 617, there's no way I'm ever beating that. And like RSG might just like die out as a whole, and everyone will just switch to ranked, and we might just never see a world record ever again. But the drip curse continues. His world record lives for another day, and I think now no one's beaten it for like a year and a half now, and I feel like yeah, his run is like genuinely cursed, bro. I didn't believe I wasn't I didn't believe the conspiracy theories until this happened, man.
Oh my god!
Like this is
Oh my
literally
god!
the
Oh
the
my
Drip
god!
701 world record is
Oh my
haunting the
god!
entire community, man. I
I think world record!
it I genuinely like I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. This is so insane. Like I'm gonna me myself, I'm gonna start having to look out for Enderman every time I'm on the end, bro. And I feel like the entire community is gonna have to start doing that as well after they've seen this run, bro. Th- th- this is some different. This is not normal choking. This is advanced choking, bro. This is like the rarest choke in an RSG world record that you're ever gonna see. This 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 is the craziest thing I've ever seen like in speedrunning history.